All right, I think we're live. Hey, everybody. I wanted to welcome you guys to the first episode of the Moms Making Money show. I have a very special guest here today, and I am so excited to have her on our debut. I have Kayla Clifford here, and she lives clear across the country from me. But she has such an incredible story. For those of you just finding out about this show, the reason I started this show and this whole first season over the next couple months is we're going to be talking about empowering other women and helping them build the confidence to take those first steps and start their own business. So Kayla is going to tell us a little bit about herself and about her story. And that's going to kickstart us. And then she's also going to tell us a little bit about the fears and self-doubt and all the things that go into starting a business, especially an online business. She's going to tell us how she overcame those, because she is now I guess it'd be an elite green status presenter with Unique, and she's turned her talents. If you've ever followed her before, you can see that she has such an incredible talent, especially at Halloween time. So if you're not following her, be sure to click over and follow her. But she's going to tell us how she's turned this into her full-time income, you guys. A lot of people tell me that they have self-doubts, that they're afraid and that it's not going to work. Well, Kayla's the perfect example. It does work, and she's going to tell us exactly what she did to get started. So Kayla, tell us a little bit about your story.
Thanks for having me. So,
of course.
My name is Kayla Clifford. Like she said, I live in Boston, Massachusetts, all the way across the country from Amie. And I'm an elite green status presenter, which is being in the top 2% of the company. So basically when I started, I kind of was I love to scroll through Facebook. Like, who doesn't love to look at people's Facebook statuses and interact? And I was one of those just constant scrollers, refreshing the feed, liking people's stuff, watching those videos that pop up in your algorithm. And I saw my sponsor. So my sponsor, she was this like fun redhead, and she was kind of doing her makeup. So I messaged her and was just like, that is so cool what you're doing right now. Like, props to you for going live to do your makeup. She goes, would you believe me if I told you I got paid to do that? I was like, no, how is that possible? And so she told me, and she's like, it's a company called Unique, and I'm sharing what I love. I love to do makeup, and I'm just sharing with my friends how to apply makeup. So I said, okay, that's cool. And it took me a while. She's like, you should totally join. I was like, no way. It's not for me. There's no way that I can do that. I was like, I couldn't go live. I can't interact with people like you do. I was like, there's no way. And it kind of brought me back to that thought of going live. And I didn't even join yet. That thought of going live, it brought me all the way back to high school when I was a teenager, and I got pregnant as a teenager and immediately got talked about, and people that were my friends stopped becoming my friends. I lost all my friends. It was just like me and my soon-to-be baby and my boyfriend at the time. And I was kind of like, if I went live, how would I get past that insecurity of feeling the way I felt in high school with people talking about me? And I couldn't do it. There was no way. So I decided after watching her for about 3 weeks to kind of take the plunge. I was like, worst case, I end up with tons of cool makeup, and at a discount of $90. That was it.
Right.
And I was like, let's do it. And so I started she's like, whatever you do, she's like, don't just learn. Don't try to learn it and then go. She's like, just go as you, like, learn as you go. Don't learn first and then go. She's like, you get so mumbled and jumbled, and it's a lot of thinking. She's like, don't think about it. Just do it. So I decided instead of going live, I was going to post my first video. It was kind of like a 5-minute long video. She's like, don't watch it. So I sat there. What I do, I watched myself, repeat, recorded again, repeat, recorded. I was like, you know what? I have to stop obsessing about the way I talked or what I did in that movement or how I looked in that screenshot, because no matter what, I'm just going to sit here obsessing over it. So I just kind of shared my first video, and it was cool. And eventually I mustered up the courage to go live. And the first time was so nerve-wracking. I brought my little baby on with me. She's not baby anymore, but she's 8. Kind of gave me someone to talk to distract me from realizing that I was live in front of whoever I was Facebook friends with, which was thousands of people. And I just did it. I ran with it. So, it was fun.
So awesome. So let's dig a little bit more into just when you besides overcoming that fear of going live, what were some other fears, like self-doubt, that you had around starting a business? I mean, hey, I see a bunch of people on. Go ahead and feel free to say hi and tell us where you're from and ask any questions. We'll get to them, I promise. But go ahead and tell us, like, as far as starting a business, what was it that you had to like overcome? What things were holding you back outside of just, being live on social media?
So I think that some things that were holding me back was obviously the cost of the kit. And I realized like I was at a point in my life where I had to make a change. I just had my second baby at the time, and she was super, super colicky. I don't know if anyone has had a colicky baby before, but all of them cry. And I thought to myself, it was time for me. I just was working a full-time job before I had her. I stopped working probably 2 weeks before I had her, and I was like, either I go back to work, but I cannot imagine someone taking care of my colicky baby, because being a parent and dealing with a colicky baby, it was very frustrating. I was like, I can't imagine someone else being able to handle my baby when I could barely handle my baby. So
right.
of just joined, and it was definitely, I was really scared of like what my family was going to think of me not going back to that full-time job, and what my husband was going to think of me not going back to that full-time job. Thanks, Michaela. And it was definitely one of those things where I was like, what was I going to say to them? So I told my husband at first that I wanted to stay home with the baby and kind of do this whole makeup thing. He was like, cool, like whatever, your whole makeup thing. He didn't take it seriously. My family didn't take it seriously, but then they started to see how much I was investing in myself. And like I said, I started going live, and I started not worrying about what people were thinking to me. And I was always in Messenger, just like building relationships with meeting new people and not worrying about what those people were going to think. You know what I mean? It was just, right. You have to not be scared of hearing the word no. And if someone's not supporting you, if they're not on their way with you, then they're in your way, and it's not worth it. A friend, if they're going to love you, they're going to support you no matter what you do. So those are the people that you need to gravitate to and avoid kind of that negative energy.
Agreed. I fully agree with that. And, especially you had those fears, like from becoming a young mother and already having people, build up your insecurity instead of build up your encouragement. The other thing I kind of want to talk about a little bit, besides just overcoming the fear of what people were going to think and overcoming that initial hesitation of making an investment into yourself, into a business. I mean, obviously $99 is nothing compared to if you were going to join a franchise or something and build something else, right? Yeah. So, but it's still an investment, especially if you weren't working. So, tell me a little bit about what it's like to be part of like a team, part of a tribe, part of, like you have quite a substantial team now. How long ago did you start, and what is it like to be surrounded by these other women?
Honestly, I have to say that that's the biggest bonus from this company is like the sisterhood and the team that kind of evolves and all these friendships. Like I have friends all over the entire country because of this business. And I started as like my single self 18 months ago. I started, and now I have this amazing tribe and team of over 100. I think we're at like 155 women now.
That's great.
Yes. And, it's like some of my closest friends I've met through doing Unique. And it's like, I can't picture my life without them. So it's like, everyone is so supportive of you, and you kind of like run with each other, you lock arms, and you just work with each other. And working with all these women underneath me, like when someone is close to hitting a goal, like we're all rallying with them. And it's like, when they know that I'm close to a goal, they're uplifting me to hit that goal. So it's like, it's just such an amazing atmosphere and feel, and you never feel like you're alone too. So.
Right, because they get you, they get what you're going through. They understand, they really understand what it takes. And I guess part of being a part of, whether you have your own company or you have your own, well, obviously you have your own company, or you belong to a team within another organization, I think that people miss the point, because when you go to work, you don't always have that sisterhood. I mean, there are people who do experience that. I'm definitely not saying that there isn't, But when you go to a regular job, most people complain about their job and how they don't like it. They don't say like, hey, today my boss trained me how to do his job exactly the way that he does it so that one day I can have his job. Whereas with you, you're training your people and your upline is training you how to have success, how to have their job ultimately so that you can have that exact same success, if not more than what they have. I mean, your upline isn't upset if you earn more money than her 1 month.
No, it's a team. So we all work together. Like,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know, when one falls, like we all fall. It's like,
but you're all there to pick each other back up
yes.
too. It's not like, oh, Kayla did it. Kayla did it.
Every day I wake up and I'm super excited to jump in my messenger and chat with all these girls because, like, you know, we have it's funny, we have our business chat and then we have our chit chat group because, like, we have such a great atmosphere that, like, sometimes I noticed that in our business chat we kind of got distracted because we were talking about our husbands or our kids and, like,
Right.
in school. So I had to make a separate chat for us to be able to, you know, just be friends because that's how awesome the atmosphere was.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think that a lot of people who aren't familiar with working in like an online space, even like for myself, I'm an independent business owner, but I still belong to like this amazing mastermind group of girls, and we bounce stuff off each other all the time. We support each other like all the time with everything, like the smallest thing that you wouldn't think about to, something business related. And we're able to give each other that support and guidance. And I just feel like so many people miss that that's even a part of growing an online business is making those actual connections with other women and like being part of empowerment and part of a movement.
Not even that. It's like when it's that's a huge part of it, but also it's like not even just your team. It's like I met so many amazing like followers who have turned into my friends and my customers because, I'll never forget when I first started and I'm very transparent with my network. I don't hide anything. Like, part of being in this business, like, I'm not salesy. Like, I go on and I share what I love and that's it. And then for the rest of my day, they see like what any other normal Facebook would show. They see like a post about my kids. They see like how my daughter colored on the wall. They see my mound of laundry. Like, I'm a normal person. Like, I'm not, I do all the stuff that they do, but I'm working from home at the same time. So it's like, I had one woman who told me, she was like, I just want to let you know how inspiring you are to be able to like come on and do what you do. And she's like, I've learned so much from you. You're starting to make me discover my beauty again after so many years of losing it. And it just touched me. So it's like, I find so many people like that who become my friends. And, it's the network of girls, and then it's the network of all the other people you meet.
Right. Well, and I remember too, and even still in my business, there's something so rewarding about getting those little, like, I call them love notes, hey, thank you, you changed my life. Those make you feel so much better than even getting, a work at home income sometimes, because, and for me, like, I don't know if you've ever read the book, That 5 Love Languages. My love language is words of affirmation. So for me, that just means so much to me that somebody thinks that, hey, what you did to help me has completely changed my life, and it's funny in my community that I have, the Goal Getter Girls, we talked yesterday about self-care. And one of the things that I mentioned that I do every once in a while, and I'm trying to do it more often, is even something as simple as putting on mascara can make you feel, like, literally feel so different than
you feel good.
Yeah. And it's not, not everybody wears makeup, and that's totally fine. But, maybe it's that they did something special with their hair that day, or they did, just those little things can just give you that little oomph, that little extra boost in your confidence. I was telling them also that I just finished a confidence coaching certification course, and they actually said that somebody's, like, their view of their self, like their self-image, the way that they see themselves is carried out in everything that they do, from going to work, from applying for a job, from speaking to other people. Like, everything that they do in their life is impacted by the way they feel about their self-image.
That was huge for me. When I first started, I just Like I remembered I was so insecure about myself. I did not value myself. I didn't value the way I looked. Like I said, being that young and going from having tons of friends and having that baby, and then you get like the mom body after. And like, let's be honest, we all go through that phase after we have a baby where it's like you don't feel good because you don't think you look as good, but you have to appreciate this newer body that you have. Okay. And then it's like, as soon as I started doing unique and other people started finding me encouraging and, I like saying that I was adding value to their day and that was making me feel good. So it's like, I had this obsession with looking at myself in the mirror and kind of criticizing myself. Like
We all do. It's like, I think,
yeah. Yeah. So it's just like, I can't even remember the last time I looked in the mirror and criticized myself from starting this company because, like I always feel good about myself now. And like, that's something I didn't have before. So.
no, that's great. That's excellent. And I mean, oh, so sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm good.
My whole thought is, if we can, by broadcasting this show, because it's obviously free, if we can help give some courage or some confidence to at least just one woman who's been thinking about starting a business, whether it's with an MLM, whether it's on their own, maybe they want to become a personal trainer or nutritionist or whatever. If we can give them that little boost by saying, yes, we can do it. I mean, look at you, in 18 months, you've made, your quote unquote side hustle into a full-time income. Like, that's incredible.
You have to take a chance. You're worth it,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's so true. And for me, I've just been so fired up about it because, in anything that we do, whether it's, getting a job, like somebody can criticize where you work, like they could say, oh, that type of restaurant is too risque. Their uniforms are too revealing, or that business that you work for at their office, they're this or that or whatever. So everybody's always got an opinion, right? But it seems like everybody has such a strong opinion about starting an online business, especially if it's affiliated with an MLM. But here's the thing. You provide a product that many of us have to drive to the store and go purchase. Why not just get it from, our girlfriend and
you're supporting
delivered to our front door?
Yeah, you're supporting their business and you're supporting their family, like when you support a small business. So, and like I was saying before, when I decided to go back to work, I almost did go back to work, and daycare is so expensive. So it's like doing math. I was doing this part-time before, and I was making more money every month than I would have taken home to go to work full-time and put my child in daycare. So it's like, that doesn't make sense to me. Why wouldn't I invest myself full-time if I'm already making that money part-time? Why wouldn't I invest myself full-time and kind of like, I deserve it. I'm worth it. And like, I know I can do it. So why wouldn't I, like put all my effort into it and set some goals for myself and wake up. I love personal development. I wake up every day, try to listen to a little personal development. And it's like, I flourished. Like my business is flourishing. Like I took a chance on myself, and like, I wish others would just take a chance on themselves too, because they are worth it, and it is worth it.
Agreed. And that's another thing that I think is so great about so many, network marketing businesses is they encourage you to become a better person, like a better human in general, not just a better, business person, but they encourage you to become a better mom, a better wife, just, a kinder, more open-minded, more generous human. And that's so huge. The world needs more of that. They need more people to, self-reflect and give and open their hearts and really learn to grow, because, not everything that we've picked up along the way is what we should be operating with, and that includes what I call, the employee mentality of, living in fear that, oh my gosh, like my job could be replaced and somebody could come in and replace me and do my job for less money. And so you show up to work in fear every day. That's not what this is about. We show up and encourage each other every single day.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's such a stigma around multi-level marketing and direct sales. It's so sad because there's so much potential in it. And it's like, if people just stopped, criticizing it and just like empowering it, just like imagine how much better of a place like the world would be. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so hard. I believe me, I was one of those people. Like I was one of those people before that, occasionally you do get a bad taste in your mouth by someone who doesn't really know about the direct marketing. But, I would never go back and change my decision to join because
right.
Like I said, I'm flourishing, and like this is only the beginning. I'm only 18 months in, so I can't wait to see if I was able to reach the top 2% of the company in 18 months because I really decided to invest in myself. Then just imagine when 2 more years down the line comes, like where I'll be.
Yeah, and finding that strength from within yourself to just take those first steps, and then that's when the momentum starts. That's when you start really getting the momentum. And I mean, I've been Facebook friends with you for I don't even know how long. It's been at least over a year because I totally like stalk your Halloween makeup tutorials. Like, not even gonna lie, I totally do. And we've never had like one of those like salesy, spammy conversations. Like,
never.
Hey, girl.
I tried to never do that. I'm always
right. So even though that's worked in the past, I know it has. I mean, I know plenty of people who it's worked for in the past. It's not really the way it has to be right now. So I think part of that type of spamming, I guess, if you will, those hey girls, that I feel like has set that stigma a little bit. Whereas, like I follow you because I think that like everything that you're showing me is useful information. And then you also have the ability for me or whoever is following you to be like, oh, not only did she show me how to use that, but I know exactly where I can get it too. Like I can just, I could send you a message. I could come to you as a client and say, hey, I need that thing that you demoed today. And in fact, I need 3 of them because I want to give one to my mom and one to my sister, and it's different. And so there is a positive side to all of this where a lot of people they're not even willing to see that. Like they're just so like blocked off by that.
Absolutely. And it's like, I don't even know. Like it's so hard to, sometimes I do have bad days, but it's like you have to take those bad days and make it into just like a bad moment and not like a full day. Because like, like I said, I like to add value to people's day through my page, and I love to, like my business is everything to me, and so is my family. And if you go to my page, you'll see like it's all my family, my business, and like I love posting inspiration. Like, I love building genuine connections, and like that is huge in this business.
Right. And like, I mean, if it wasn't for you being in this business, most likely we would have never connected. Like, you know what I mean? So there are friendships to be had. There are relationships to be built. There are, there's so much more to it. And I just feel like if more women could have and know that there's a support system out there instead of like all the naysayers and all the people who try to tear them down, because that's part of the employee mentality is people trying to tear you down because they're insecure that they could lose their job. Whereas, like I said, in multi-level marketing, network marketing, any kind of online business, there are people who they're willing to just give you everything that they have and show you everything that they can and teach you everything that they know so that you can grow. And even though maybe you're selling the same products, that vision of like, oh, she's my competition doesn't even exist. It's like you just don't even see that. Whereas, in the regular workplace, it's so much that way. Like I can't show this person how to do that kind of data entry because then they could do my job and then I'm going to get fired,
Yeah, no, it's all about lifting people, and you can't be scared to take that leap, and you can't be scared of like what people are going to say. You can't be scared of hearing the word no. You can't be scared of, how are you going to do this? Because you just run with it, and you have all these women to back you up and support you. And like I said, I wish that other women could just stop with the self-doubt, and just go for it. And like I said, what is going to happen? You end up with this amazing product or whatever, and you gain a couple friends along the way.
Exactly. Yeah, that's one thing too that I feel like a lot of people miss out on is even though you are making an initial business investment, you're usually always getting something consumable for it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know that that's 100% true for every single organization, but I mean, every organization that I've ever been exposed to, that's the case. You get something in return for that initial investment. So that's, I mean, so for me, it was like, oh, well, I was going to buy that anyways. And if you want to give me an opportunity to start a business or continue to purchase these products with a discount, score. I'm totally in for that.
Yeah. And most of the times when that happens too, like I will always add to like the team change, and they start making the connections with friends, and they decide that, maybe I don't just want to get the products or the discount. Like I want to do this because like, look at all these women, like boss babes, like,
right.
You know, they can do it. I can do it. Like they end up finding their self-worth, and they want to, you know, run with it, which is awesome. I wish everyone want to run with it.
Exactly. Okay, so we're coming up on kind of our 30-minute mark. One of the things that I wanted to do is Kayla has so generously agreed to do kind of like a little contest, if you will. What she's going to do is anybody who tags somebody in this video, or feel free to share it if you share it, she's going to enter you guys in to get a free live like makeup tutorial. Like she's going to teach you what you need to know, which I think I'm going to share it like 5 times because I totally want to win this. And also I'm going to post a little link in there too for anybody who wants to learn to lead their business with confidence. I put a 7-step workbook together for you. And everybody, you don't have to share it. You can if you want to, but it's free for everybody, and it'll help you learn to lead your business with confidence by leading from a place of passion. And from that, you'll be able to start seeing those profits come in a little bit. So that's basically everything I have. I want to open it up a little bit for Q&A. So if anybody's on, if you have any questions, please feel free to pop those in, and Kayla and I will do our best to give you an answer.
Guys.
But thank you guys all so much for tuning in. And if you're catching the replay, go ahead and click replay. And, you know, thank you guys for hopping on and making this debut show so great. And obviously, thank you, Kayla, for agreeing to help me debut this crazy journey of mine that
Fun.
Well, I'm going to call her to come back in 2 years so she can tell us how much she's grown her business, because she set her intention today right here on the show. You guys saw it.
Yes. I mean, I'm excited. We'll see. I have big plans for myself within 2 years. So
good. No, that's great. That's great. I'm going to make sure that you come back and tell us all of those things that came true for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't think we have any more questions or comments popping up. So I will let you get back to your little ones, and I will talk with you soon. Thank you again for joining me. And, you know, everybody, this show is going to be broadcast live on this same stream, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. We're going to have a new guest each week. Be sure you stay in touch so that you can see Kayla's progress over the years. Give her a like on her Facebook page so you can follow her and get those amazing tutorials, especially the Halloween tutorials. And of course, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much. Okay, everybody, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.